Hey, it's Wednesday! Time for another Action Figure Adventures video here on SEO Tour Review. Today, Baby Skeletor and I are taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Classics Trap Jaw. This is the new Filmation version. You can see the artwork on the back there. I'm really excited to take a look at this guy, and of course, Baby Skeletor is super happy to have another minion. Here's a close-up of the front of Trap Jaw's box. One of the biggest complaints I had about the He-Man from this Filmation line was that the box was too dark and you couldn't see He-Man in it. Clearly, that was a unique thing to He-Man. Trap Jaw, you can see him just fine in there. I think because He-Man was positioned with his arms in front of him to hold the Power Sword across his chest, it pushed him back farther into the box, and it just didn't get lit up well enough by those little eyeballs. So that was one of my biggest complaints about this packaging, and that one's eliminated. I still kind of wish it was flat on the top so you could stack them up, though, to conserve space if you keep them carded. But it's time to get Trap Jaw out of the box. Here's Trap Jaw out of the package along with the back of his box. I think the art on the back of the box is a recreation because it doesn't look 100% Filmation to me. It's definitely cool, but it looks just a little bit stylized. But back to Trap Jaw, I really like this figure. This is awesome. He looks like the cartoon. He's a lot of fun. I don't know, he just looks really great. And I can't find anything to complain about, which is awesome. I don't want to complain about toys. The new head sculpt looks good, complete with articulated jaw. He's got some really nice shading here on the blue chest there. I like the fact that he doesn't have all the extra little techno bits on his arm and hand. I did kind of like the elbow bend the Classics figure had, but I don't mind this straight arm, and this is very cartoon accurate, where he just had the one section there, and it would shoot, and it's a little bit more like the vintage figure, even though the colors are off for that. The belt and the bracers do seem a little bit plain, but that's the way it looks in the cartoon, so I'm okay with that. Originally, I didn't expect Mattel to go this direction. I thought we would still see the bracers with the small details and the belts on the loincloths with just a little bit of detail, those little bumps, but they completely stripped them of all that. And so this green belt, which isn't actually the normal belt, you can see the normal belt's underneath there, but this is the belt that the action figure would hang his tools from, is just plain green, and, you know, that's the way you look in the cartoon, so it's great. Down below we've got the Trap Jaw legs and boots. Too bad they didn't make these earlier in the line. They reused the original Trap Jaw legs over and over again in Motu Classics, so it would have been nice if they could have switched back and forth between those Trap Jaw legs and these Trap Jaw legs. They've got good articulation, and the ugly ankle joints are pretty well hidden on this figure, so I'm really happy. So Trap Jaw can move his head around, he can open his mouth. This arm has standard Motu Classic articulation, and the new swivel wrist there, so he can actually move his wrist back further. This arm over here is a little bit more rigid. You know, it's got a swivel with a slight ball joint there, so it does go out a little bit, but not real far. And then, of course, the weapons can turn. He's got normal Motu Classics legs, hips, knees, and then he's got the new style ankles, so they can go forward and backwards, and rock side to side, which is all pretty good. So Trap Jaw comes with his blaster arm already attached, which is pretty cool. It's very similar to the blaster we saw with the regular release, but it's missing a few details, and of course it's in this magenta color. It takes just a little work to pull it off there, and then we can attach the power bow, or laser bow, or whatever it is that he calls this thing. Oh, you're going to my energy bow! And last but not least, the fly swatter. I know people have been really dying to get this one. It's a little too much of a gag for me. I mean, it's fun they included it, but I would never display him with that on there. So all around, great figure. Lots of fun. I highly recommend him. These figures have been selling out really fast, so I'm hoping they reissue all the Filmation figures at some point, put them available, you know, later on. I know I've got a lot of friends that are trying to get the He-Man and the Skeletor figure, and I don't think I've even seen early access on any of these figures so far, so I don't know. It's really tough to get a hold of these guys. Looks good. Good on you, Mattel. Nice job with this figure. This has been an Action Figure Adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button.